Daily Broadside, day 585. This is my impersonation of every story about Michael Jordan that's ever been told by either people that played with or against or coached with or against Michael Jordan. All right. So it's like this. It's like, so we got into town. We were playing a back-to-back in Chicago. So we get into town on like a Thursday night. And, we check in, do what we do, and then we get to United Center. And we're doing some pregame stuff, and we're in the locker room, right? And Reggie Miller, man, he's just running his mouth, like he normally does. Got them big ears and all that stuff. I love Reggie. Give props to Reggie. He took us a lot of places. But Reggie starts talking about MJ, and he's like, man, he's washed up. He's on the downward spiral. He can't do nothing. He's washed up, blah, blah, blah. Well, unbeknownst to us, we found out later, Michael been walking through the corridor, and he heard what Reggie said. But he didn't say nothing, right? He was like all stoic, He's like one of them like Polynesian like statues in Chile or wherever that crap's at, the Easter Island statues, right? And so he don't say nothing, right? So the game starts, we're coming off a pretty good season we had going on and this is our first time playing Chicago, especially in Chicago that season. So we get there, Michael, like, he starts guarding Reggie, and, like, he's like a man possessed. Like, I ain't never seen somebody guard somebody like that. And, Reggie ain't no slouch. Reggie was putting up, like, 25 points a game that season. I mean, it was a great season for him. And Michael drops, like, 43 on him in the first 9 minutes of the game. Like, we're just, like, our jaws are just on the floor of the United Center, right? He's just going mad, right? He don't say a word. He's just all stoic, right? He's just got that look, right? And comes out of the half, going into the half, he's got 109 points, against us. Now, the rest of the team, the other Bulls, like collectively, they had like 7 points. So Michael had like all 109 points, and then there's 7, right? So we come out of the half, and Michael still ain't said nothing, right? He ain't said, and Michael talks some trash, right? Michael's like one of the best trash talkers. He's Kevin Garnett, he's Bird, he's all them put together, right? So he ain't saying nothing to Reggie. And Reggie ain't got nothing to say because Reggie's sitting on like 11 points, He's shooting like 5 of 30 or something, And he comes out of the half, drops like another 114 points on us. I think he had like 237 points for the game at the end. And at the end, he walks by, we're shaking hands, we're doing what we do, we're leaving the court and all this. He pulls out a washcloth out of his trunks. I don't even know where he put it, right? And he's like, throws it at Reggie and lands on Reggie's bald head, and big ears. And he's like, what? He's like, what? You washed up. Who's washed up now and all that? And I was like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. That's every Michael Jordan story that's ever been told. Like everybody's got like this recollection of and he was great. Don't get me wrong. I would say he's easily, I'd be an idiot to say he wasn't one of the best players, but I have a problem with compartmentalizing. Like, I can't compare Jordan to Shaq. I can't compare Jordan to, Bill Russell and Hakeem and Kareem and all this. I think the best player is by position. Guard, forward, center. Let's talk about it in those terms because it's so difficult to compare. Even what LeBron and KD bring to the table versus what somebody like Jordan or somebody like Steph or, whatever, Magic, whatever. But anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. I was watching clips from The Last Dance, and every time I see a clip from The Last Dance, I'm like, I want to go watch The Last Dance for like the 5th time. And I'm not even a Jordan fan. Like I wasn't a Bulls fan. I can't stand Carolina. So, you ever notice that like, and well, let me back up a minute. While we're speaking of basketball, because I just got done watching a game. We get it. I can't stand. I'm getting ready. I'm to the point where I'm just going to put music on and push mute. I can't stand the play-by-play and the color people, right? I don't like them. I don't like Mike Jaminski's, like, lisp. I'm glad Billy Packer's dead. I'm glad Dick Vitale is either retired or he's doing games I ain't watching or whatever. But I'm glad he's not there because that's the most fair-weather person I've ever seen in my life. I don't like Dan Bonner. He's an idiot. Like, none of these people, there's very few people I like. There's a couple, and I can't. Is it Fran something? I like him. I like Mike Tirico. I like the NBA guys more. Like I loved Bill Walton when he called games. Mike Tirico's cool. I like the Stan Van Gundy. not Stan Van Gundy. I like Jeff Van Gundy. He calls it like it is. I like the fact that he kind of totes the line of getting fined or whatever for things he says. But these college guys are horrible, man. Jay Billis is the worst of them. Gets so sick. And I don't think you should be able to call a game for your alma mater. I don't like that because I always feel like they're going to say something that's making other people think that they're biased or whatever. And they need to be very impartial. Grant Hill calls games and I don't even like that. Although Grant's good, he's cool. But he was also a high level player. Mike Jaminski was he was a high level player, but he's also 6'11" in 1978. So anybody at 6'11" is going to do well in college. And Duke wasn't even that good back then. So obviously his stats are going to be. Who else is getting all them rebounds? He is. All right. So anyway, but Jay Billis is like the worst, right? Like no one, like 95.23% of the people watching college basketball don't understand anything Jay Billis is saying, right? He's too smart with basketball. Oh, he's got a down flex screen, and he comes through, and he's pushing up. See how he slips the screen? Blah, blah. Nobody cares about that, Jay. Nobody. Like, no one's paying attention to that. I understand what he's saying, but I don't need him to tell me because I can see it for myself. So the people that would understand what Jay Billis is saying don't need it told to them. And the people that don't understand it are just like, what is he talking about? Slip a screen. It's dumb. Just shut up. And it's just dumb. And the self-deprecation, oh my God, it kills me. You can't listen to a Dan Bonner game or a Jay Billis, even a Jaminski game. Without them having some self-deprecating thing about how they suck at golf or how, Jay Billis, well, when you played there, he's about to pass you in points. Jay's like, yeah, well, he's putting up a lot more points than I did. I was lucky to carry the water bucket for the other players. Shut up, man. Shut up. God bless. It's just, it's annoying as can be. And if I didn't love the game as much as I love the game, I don't think I could put up with it. And I'm getting to the point where I just didn't put the radio on. I'd love to listen to the radio and listen to the actual commentators for my team because they're they're like paid by the team and they're, just a lot more in the know. But it's always like this, 14-second delay, So you're watching the game and they're screaming on the radio, oh, he hits a three. And then you're like, watching it and you're like, no, there goes the that's going in. I don't like that part, and the play-by-play guy needs to calm the hell down. All right, just sit your ass down and chill. Okay, I don't need you're not a pep rally for me. I don't need you to pump me up. If I'm not interested in the game, I ain't watching the game. But they're sitting there like, they get all excited. Oh, and Johnson hits a three. It's a tie game. Arizona and Syracuse are going down to the wire. Shut up, okay? I can see that it's a tie game. My pulse doesn't change any when you get all excited for me. I just irks me. There's so many rule changes I would implement, and one of them would be no more commentators, right? And there's something really, I love how electric it is. If you've never been to a college basketball game, like at a major place, not like, Wofford or something small, but like, an actual, UNC, Wake Forest, Duke, high-level game, right? Arizona, Indiana, name your conference, whatever. Which these conferences are getting out of hand, too, because apparently the ACC is now taking over, like, the West Coast. I don't understand how that makes sense. You ain't even touching the Atlantic Ocean. That don't make no damn sense. Atlantic Coast, my ass. You down there like the... Anyway. But they, if you've never been to a game, it's very electric, the band playing and, it's just a cool, the smell of peanuts and beer. And it's just something cool about it. I just don't need those people, telling me how I should act by their stupid ass words. So that's your basketball broadside.